could forever unfit a child to be a slave. And yet Frederick Douglass would grow up to become one of the greatest visionaries, writers, and thinkers in our nation's history. He turned his master's words of warning into a mantra of hope. Education meant emancipation. The young slave taught himself to read and write one letter at a time, studying the chalk markings that shipbuilders scrawled on their wooden planks. Not many years later, after escaping to freedom, he penned a book that became the canonical text of American literature. For the first of his 3 autobiographies, soon he would be embraced as an equal by famous intellectuals on both sides of the Atlantic. For Douglass, however, education meant more than just the mastery of words and ideas. It was a way to inhabit the world that was the opposite of slavery. Education meant an unceasing commitment to analyze and challenge long accepted truths, to call out hypocrisies, and to not merely dream of a better future, but also devise the means to achieve it. Tirelessly, he pursued these missions as an activist, diplomat, author, editor, and agitator. His achievements, in turn, educated and continue to educate millions of Americans of many ethnicities and ideologies. He was not only America's greatest learner, but perhaps America's greatest teacher. For the first time in our long history, Washington College is presenting an honorary degree posthumously. We do this not just because we take pride in this son of the Eastern Shore who became one of our country's preeminent citizen leaders. We do it because Douglass's work is just not finished. Not in our community, not in our nation, and not in the world. Today we commit ourselves to his model of education and to his example of moral courage. As with deep gratitude and admiration, we confer the honorary doctor degree of letters. It is my pleasure to invite Frederick Douglass's great-great-great-grandson to offer a response.
All I can say is wow. I have a little bit more to say than wow, but thank you, President Landgraf. This is just an incredible honor for our family, and I'm honored and privileged to represent the Douglass family in accepting this posthumous degree. Chair Culp, thank you very much. I'd also like to say hi to the faculty. And also to, this is the part that you told me about, to the board. The Board of Visitors and Governors, and then of course all of the honorees this afternoon. It's just wonderful to be here with you. You know, we're here in the eastern part of the United States, and of course I've got some family members here. Because if we know our Frederick Douglass history, he was born Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey on the eastern shore of Maryland. And so I would like to recognize my Bailey cousins, Terrence Bailey and his wife Michelle, if you could please stand up. Yes. Terrence is a direct descendant of Frederick Douglass's brother, Perry Bailey. And I've also got a new cousin that I found out about, and as Terrence told me the first time I came to the Eastern Shore, he said, "Don't worry, cuz, you've got hundreds of cousins out here. You've got a big family." And so I'd like to also recognize Professor Dale Green, who is a descendant of Bishop Wayman. And the Wayman family, is married into the Bailey family. So as I was introduced, I think I heard President Landgraf say, I'm the great-great-great-grandson of the great abolitionist Frederick Douglass, and the great-great-grandson of the great educator Booker T. Washington. And that's a whole lot of greats. And every time I tell people what my relationship is to my ancestor, not only is it a mouthful trying to spit out all of those greats, but it does sometimes make me feel far removed. And you may be sitting there having a hard time trying to imagine what my connection is to Douglass and Washington. It's kind of like trying to picture what $1 billion looks